welcome to our live. Today we're going to be talking about how to handle employees. How to handle employees. And this is such an amazing, it's going to be an amazing training because whether you're a boss already, you have people that you pay salary, you have your staff, this is going to be very good for you. Or you don't have staff at all, this is actually going to be good for you for when you eventually have staff, okay? So welcome everybody. Welcome to today's live. You're all welcome. So let's go do our reminders. We already know the drill. Let's go do our reminders. And those of you that joined immediately, I'm sure you set your various reminders on time for the live and all, which is very good. You set your reminders for the time, which is good. So let's go do our various reminders. We're going to learn a lot of things today. Okay? We're going to learn a lot of things. So, thank you. So, I had an interview today. Let me just you guys while people come in. I don't even know who in my school. I went to Covenant University, finished 2012. So, I got a message from them that they're doing the school just turned 20 years. And they're doing like a documentary for the school. And they contacted some people, some former students, alma maters, to come and like do an interview and talk about what they do. And I really felt privileged to be among those that were selected to come for the interview. And the funny thing is that I don't even know who recommended me. I don't know who gave them my name, because they said I was recommended by like severally by a lot of people. So I was like, okay, anyway. So that's why I look like this today. I did my hair, I did my makeup. I didn't want to forehand. Anyway, so yeah. So guys, welcome again. We can know how many people are here. Are we playing? What kind of plane is this? Please. Why is the number? Which number am I seeing? Am I seeing double? Please go and post your reminders on your statuses. Share this on your statuses and let them know. We're talking about employees. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you work for somebody or not. If you work for somebody, that's fine. This topic is still good for you because the goal is that eventually you're going to one day have your own people who work for you, okay? And if you're a good employee to people, then you have good employees. Do we understand that? If you are a good employee, then eventually you have good employees. If, for example, you're working for somebody and you don't care, you just do the barest minimum, so you're paid salary. You don't put in any extra effort. You just do whatever you want to do, and then I beg, Shibi, don't give me salary. Let me leave this place. Eventually, when you have your own business and you have your own staff that you're paying salary, you actually reap what you have sown. Because you are not a good staff, you cannot teach people how to be good staffs. So you keep on telling them, oh, do this, do that, and they're not listening to you because you already sown seeds of discord where you were working before. So some of you, if you're working for somebody or you've worked for somebody and you know you were a terrible employee, you need to go back and apologize to the person. You need to go back and say, oh, I'm sorry for the way I treated you when I was working with you. I'm sorry. Let's say you stole. Oh, I stole something. I'm sorry. Oh, I cheated you. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't do what I was supposed to. You need to go and repent, apologize, so that when you start your own business and all that, things will go well for you. You know what I mean? And that's not hocus pocus. The two places I worked in before I joined my business, and I've been doing my business for almost 7 years. They don't have any complaints. Yeah, the first place I worked in when I served, I was a bit slow because I had just finished from school. I was a bit slow, but I served with all my heart. And guess what now happened? When I was working in my second office, my first boss eventually knew my second boss. Can you imagine? So they knew each other like from Kaduna. They knew each other way back. So she came to his office and he was, I don't know how we started talking about me. She's like, oh, Ronke works with you. Are you serious? Wow, Ronke works with me. And they both had very good things to say about me. Can you imagine? Some of you here, if your former boss should meet your current boss, you've lost your job. If your former boss should just meet your current boss and say, Chidubem, no, Chidubem is working for you. No. Chidubem is a terrible staff. She's a terrible person. This is what she did. Tunde is working for you in your accounting department. Let me just tell you what you're going to do. As you're like this, just sack Tunde. You end up losing out. Jigget. So that's somebody saying, Ambassador, they are not talking about employees. Yes, I know. I'm just saying, if you are an employee right now, You don't say, oh, this training is not for me, it's for everybody. Okay, so that one day you become an employee and an employer of labor, and then you will know how to handle them. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about a couple of is it some of you? It's true now. Some of you, we've all worked somewhere before. Okay, so this is for everybody. So I'm going to be talking about I have like 2 subtopics today. The first one is just how to handle employees generally, right? How to handle employees generally. So it doesn't matter, just general overlook. Then the second thing is now how to handle how to handle difficult employees. Do you understand that? The first set part of this meeting is how to handle employees like generally, and then the second part is how to handle difficult employees. Do we understand that? Okay. So if you're ready, how to handle employees. So how to handle employees, that's the first topic. And the second one is how to handle difficult employees. So let's go. Now, the first thing I'm going to say concerning handling, the first thing I'm going to say is know exactly what you want. That's the first thing. Like I always tell you guys, try and write when you come for thank you. Try and write when you come for trainings like this. Just write something, because you probably forget. Yeah, it's going to be recorded and all, but still write stuff so you don't forget. Okay, the first thing is know what you want, right? That's the very first thing. Know exactly what you want. Okay, it starts from the recruiting process. Do you understand? If you understand at the beginning what you want in an employee, maybe you're trying to get an accountant or a personal assistant or something. If you know exactly what you want in your employee, you will not employ some people. Before we start dealing with how do we handle difficult employees, first of all, when you want to employ somebody, first of all, check it now. Do you understand that? If I already know I want somebody who is punctual, the person comes for an interview, they come late. I know mistakes may happen. I asked them, why did you come late? I was where I went to do my makeup today. She was just telling me about somebody she was interviewing. And the person said, when she asked them, why you came 37 minutes late? Why? The girl said, I had things to do. From the get-go, you already know that you cannot employ that kind of person. They come late to work. They come late for an interview. They've not gotten the job yet, so they're already coming late. And when you ask, if they say, oh, I was stuck in traffic, or there was an accident or something, you can understand. But not when they tell you, oh, I had things to do. You've not even started the job. You're already telling me you are coming late because you have things to do. If you know you want someone that is punctual, guess what? Don't employ that person in the first place. That's why number 1 is know what you want. Do you understand? But if, for example, you don't care if they come early or they come late, you just want somebody who is a creative, somebody who is going to create content for you or manage your social media or maybe do your accounting or something, and you really don't care about their late coming, as long as other things are on point, then that's fine. If you understand number 1 point, say I understand, because this will solve a lot of problems, so you don't end up employing the wrong person. Know exactly what you want first of all. If you know what you want, it will help you not to employ the wrong person. So like I said, we are doing 2 topics today. The first one is how to handle employees generally. The second one is how to handle bad employees. Okay, awesome. Do we understand that? Fantastic. So number 1, know what you want. Awesome. Now, number 2 is have your core values. Have your core values. So what are things that you can do without? And what are things that you cannot do without? All these things are before the employment process. Do you understand that? What are things you can do without? And what are things you cannot do without? That's the first thing. Have your core values. One of your core values should be maybe integrity. I don't want someone that comes and is always lying. Do you understand? It can be problem solving. So I want someone that when there's a problem, they are not calling me, boss, the Zoom is not working. I don't know what to do. If it's not working on your laptop, delete it and install it again. Do it on your phone. Get another laptop. People that have problem solving mentality. That may be your core value, right? Your core value may be punctuality. That may be your core value. You want people that are punctual. If we're back on, let me know we're back on. If you guys can hear me and we're back, let me know. Before I jump to number 3, are we back on? Are we back on? I need to see your comments so I'll know if we're back or no. Oh my goodness. Guys, are we back? Are we back? Can you guys hear me? Are we on? I need to know if we're on or I need to know if we're on before I jump to number 3. Okay, we're back. Okay, thank you, Brian. Obi. Thank you, Adekoya. Thank you, Bethel. Okay. All right. So number 3 is have defined duties. Thank you, Oidamola. Thank you, Mercy and Amazon Royalty. Thank you. Now, have defined duties. That's number 3. In most Nigerian offices, there's no defined duty. Anything you do, you got a job you got somebody who's a job who's an accountant. That's their job. Accounting, the person is cleaning. The person is doing receptionist job. The person is doing computer job. The person no longer even has time for the accounting. You employ somebody who is a marketer, for example. The person is a marketer, they are going to go and buy food for you. The person is a marketer, they are doing computer work. The person is a marketer and they are doing everything that has nothing to do with marketing. So if you're employing somebody, what are you going to do? Number 1, have defined duties. I'm employing you, right? This is what you're going to do. Do you understand? I'm employing you as a secretary. This is what you're going to do. You're a PA. This is what you're going to do. You're a pharmacist, whatever it is. These are your defined duties. Do you understand that? So that way there's no clash. Do you understand? So that you'll not be getting angry that somebody did not go and buy food for you on time. Meanwhile, you told the person that is accounting work they are doing. What does food have to do with accounting? Do you understand? So it's very important, and that can make people that will make your employees frustrated. You told me I'm going to be doing XYZ. Now I'm doing something else. And they may leave because there's no growth for them, okay? So that's number 3. Number 4 is train them on their goals. Train them on their work, right? For most people, they will learn on the job. Do you understand? So this will avoid you having lots of problems in the future. You've already given them their defined goals. Hi, Nero. She's the one that did my makeup. Hi. You've already given them their defined goals now. So what are you going to do next? Have train them on what their goals are. Train them on what they're supposed to do. Don't assume. Don't assume. If, for example, I employ somebody to be a social media manager, right? I have a social media manager, right? If I've not told him what to do, if I've not told him the kind of posts I like, guess what? It's unfair if I start getting upset with him when he makes mistakes. I haven't taught him anything. I haven't told him anything. So why will I get upset when he's doing the wrong thing? No. Do you understand? So the number 4 thing is train them on their duties. Train them on their goals. Let them know what to do. In my business, we make a lot of phone calls. Right? If I employ somebody as a secretary to make calls for me, it would be unfair if I just give her a script. Go and make calls. She has never made calls before. She doesn't know how to make calls. It's her first time. And then I'm getting upset when she messes the calls up. No. I need to train her on exactly how to make the calls. Make 1 or 2 calls in front of her. Listen to it. I let her listen to me. She'll make the call. I listen again. Training. If you can't not train people and expect them to know what to do, okay? And sometimes training is not even formal. It can be informal. Okay, listen to me, watch me, and all that. Not everything requires training. Some things are common sense. But the things that require training, please train them and tell them what to do, okay? If you understand, go and say, I understand. That's number 4, right? Number 5 is have defined remuneration. Remuneration means salaries or bonuses or whatever. Have defined remunerations. Have defined I cannot overemphasize the importance of this. Not that somebody's working with you. How much will you be paying me? Don't worry. As you are working, I'll be paying you as we are going. It's not pay as you go. If it's pay as you go, let them know it at the beginning. If it's pay as you go or not. Do you understand? So somebody starts working for me. I know your salary is 50,000. Your salary is 100,000. Your salary is 30,000. Your salary is 70K. Whatever it is. Let it be clear. If there's going to be a bonus, let the bonus be clearly stated. Okay, if you do XYZ, you're gonna get this bonus. And one thing I'm gonna say is it's always fair to have basic salaries, right? So I know that some people do commission. So if you sell, let's say you sell paint, you make paint. If your marketer sell XYZ paint, they're gonna get amount. If somebody does this, yes, that's fine. But it's also nice if there's a basic salary, no matter how small. But I don't think people should just do just commissions, except it's clearly defined, though, and they know that, right? But I've seen cases where somebody employs somebody, and end of the month, time to pay, you say, you did not, how many people registered this month? You did not do this month, I'm not going to pay you. That's wrong. That's cheating. You let them know from the get-go, this is how much I'm going to pay you, regardless of what happens. It's not that halfway down the line in the month, you now say, I will not pay you. No. Even if you're going to sack them or let them go, pay them for what they have worked for. Do you understand? So let them be clear, have clearly defined remunerations, okay? For those of you that are just joining us, I'm going to recap how to handle employees. I said number 1, know what you want. I said number 2, have your core values. I said number 3, have their defined duties. Number 4, train them on their defined duties. And number 5, have defined remunerations. Okay, and I spoke about commissions and all that. Okay, so I'm happy we're learning that. Number 6 is have reviews and KPIs. Have regular reviews and KPIs. Do we understand that? Have regular reviews and KPIs. If you know what KPI is, go to the comments and let me know what the KPI is. I don't want to assume. Do we know what KPI means? Do we know what KPI means? Anybody? Nobody? Nobody? Thank you, darling. KPI means key performance index, okay? Key performance index or indicator. Thank you. So now, what does that simply mean? It means that if you're working with people, either every month, every day, every day is too much. It's actually too much, but some people do every day, sure. But every month or every week, have reviews with them where you're reviewing their performance, okay? Have KPI meetings with them. Okay, this week, what have you done? This month, what have you done? Review with me. If their job is to, let's say, do accounting, okay, how many books did you close this month? What did you do? If their job is to make phone calls, how many calls did you make this month? How many presentations did you make this month? How many sales did you make this month? What did you do this week? What were your strengths this week? You have to have KPIs. It's so important. That's number 6. Yeah, number 6. Review. Have regular reviews and KPIs. Somebody cannot be working with you 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, and you never ask them how far. What's going on? What have you done? No. It's important you have those weekly or monthly reviews. Some people do dailies. In banks, they call it Monday morning meetings, but in banks, they will shred you. Every Monday, they will shred you, But that's why they are doing so well. That's why banks are posting profit. Regardless of how the economy is, it's not affecting most banks. Banks are posting profits like crazy. Why? Because they have KPIs. They have reviews every week or every month. It's so important, guys. Do you understand that? It's so important. If not, you're just running your business. You don't know what's going on. If somebody's performing. If you're doing your KPI, you will know who to correct ahead of time. You don't wait till the end of the month. Now, wow, we only sold 10 tires today. But if you had been checking from the first week, you only sold 1. Your goal is to sell 20. From week 1, you've only sold 1 or 2. Week 2, you've only sold 3. You've only sold 1. You're not going to hit your goals. So have a KPI. Who is in charge of marketing? Who is in charge of sales? What are we going to do? Do you understand? Having your regular KPIs is going to prevent you from not meeting your goals in the future. And it will help the employees to know what to do per time. You don't wait till when they have made a mistake. Okay? Good. So that's number 6. And finally, number 7, constantly put yourself in their shoes. Okay? Number 7 is constantly do what? Put yourself in their shoes. Very important. Like I said, if you're here and you have an office, you have staff, you pay salaries and all that. Remember that there was a time that you were once a staff. There was a time you were once an employee, right? How did you want to be treated? Treat them the same way. Now, I'm not perfect though. I am far from perfect. I have made mistakes, right? And that's why I can do this training. I've had times when I employed somebody and I was soft. I was so soft and they just rode on me. I know me, I'm young, I'm 30. Then I was like 20 something, 23, 24, and they just did anyhow. And then the next person came and I was so hard and then it wasn't nice, right? So now I've learned to kind of balance. I'm still not perfect, but I've learned to kind of balance it, okay? If people are working with you and they're staying for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, you know you're doing something right, okay? So learn to balance. So put yourself in their shoes, okay? So these are the 7 ways to handle employees. That's the first top topic, right? Like I promised you guys, the second top topic for today is now how to handle difficult employees, right? So the first part of this meeting is, okay, somebody should list the 7 points. Or let me just list it. Should I list it at the end? I don't know. Let me just list them. Let me just go over them, okay? So I said we have 2 topics today. The first one is how to handle employees generally. Then the second one is how to handle difficult employees. So that's what I'm going to talk about later. But for the how to handle the employees, I gave 7 points. I said number 1, know what you want, have your core values, have defined duties, train them on defined duties, have clear stated remuneration, that's salary, have KPI reviews, and then put yourself in their shoes. Now, the next topic I want to talk about is how to handle difficult employees. Employees that seem to be, you're talking is entering here, is coming out of here. You've tried to motivate, you've tried to do everything. What is going on? You don't even know what's going on. And let me start by saying, if you're going to grow in business, grow in life, you will meet difficult employees. You will meet people who will drive you crazy. You will meet people who will give you attitude. I've given attitude before. I've forgotten what happened. My boss was just giving me, taking a piss. So I gave attitude, but it was for a short period of time, you know. But me and my former boss we're very close now. So my point is that I'm not perfect, so it will happen, right? So the solution is not to just sack the person, you know. Immediately, somebody gives you attitude once or does something wrong once, you just sack them. No, that's not the solution, because that person may be your star employee tomorrow. That person may be the one that is holding the company together. That person may be the one that will take you to the next level. That person may be the one that will help you. And then you now chase them away. They will now go and be your biggest competitor. And I'm sure you don't want that to happen, okay? So the solution is not just to sack them at beginning. I'm going to give you 7 things with 2 extra bonuses. 7 things that you can do when you have difficult customers and, not customers, I mean, difficult employees, and how to handle them, okay? So let's jump right. If you're ready, go to the comments and say, I'm ready. If you're ready, go to the comments and say, I am ready. Thank you. If you're ready, go to the comments and say, I am ready. I'm not seeing your comments, guys. You know me, when I do lives like this every Wednesday, I like is interaction. I won't just come and be talking blah, blah, blah. You guys have to be giving me feedback. I need to be hearing from you. So I'm sure that we're together. Okay, 1 person is ready. 2 people are ready. I need more. 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 Because we're about to drop a hot now. Okay, fantastic. So let's go. 7 ways to handle difficult employees. Okay, 7 ways to handle difficult employees. Let me write that down. I'm typing it. Sorry, to handle difficult and like I said, it doesn't matter if you yourself, you're an employee. It doesn't matter. Learn it so that eventually you would, when you have your own employees, you know exactly how to handle them, okay? So it doesn't matter if you work for somebody right now, okay? So number 1 is listen and identify the cause of the problem. That's number 1. Listen and identify the cause of the problem. You see, what we do most times is that when there's a problem, we just complain. Oh, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Ask questions. Listen. They are human beings. Before they were your staff, they're human beings. So don't act like God. What's the problem? Is there an issue? I've been asking questions. What's the problem? Why did you keep on not balancing the books? Why did you keep on doing the wrong thing? What did I do? Is there a problem? Ask them the questions. And when you ask, listen. Don't listen just to respond or listen to chastise them. Oh no, listen to understand. And like I always told you guys, when you're listening to 2 things. You're listening to what they're saying and you're listening to what they are not saying. Do we understand that? You're listening to 2 things, what they're saying and what they're not saying. And like I always say, most times what people are not saying is more important than what they're even saying. And if you listen attentively, you can understand. You want to understand, okay? That's just it. So listen, don't listen to respond. Listen to understand, okay? And then you can now prefer a solution. That's the first thing. Many bosses don't listen. Some people, they don't listen. Many staff have never had someone who will call them, okay, come. What's the problem? Is there an issue? What is the issue? Talk to me. Many people don't have people that do that. So it's very important. That's number 1. And just by hearing the problem, oh, I'm acting this way because the other day, my supervisor, I worked so hard, and my supervisor takes all the credits. The meeting that was done, the report that was submitted yesterday, I was the one that did it. and you came in and you did not recognize me, you recognized my supervisor, everybody clapped for him, and this has been happening for the past 2 years, and that's why I'm acting out. I'm frustrated. Nobody appreciates me. Yeah. And you're like, really? I had no clue. I did not know you're the one that was doing all the work. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you serious? Oh, you called the supervisor. Is this true? Okay, no problem. Oh, yeah, we're going to recognize you next time. Oh, everybody, shout out to this person. They did X, Y, Z. Do we understand? So imagine if you did not ask. You just said, oh, I'm paying you salary, and you're just doing this. You're misbehaving. You're acting out. You blah, 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 blah. Bam, you are fired. And you fire them, they will go and work for your competitor. Or they'll go and create a business that's like your own. And they will be your competitors. And then headache that you were not supposed to have, you begin to have that headache. And then you now realize later that the ideas your company was having, it wasn't your supervisor, it was that person. So these are the things you're going to solve when you ask questions, okay? Awesome. Number 2 is give clear feedback. So you've asked questions, you've listened, you've understood the problem. Give clear feedback. Don't just complain. What most people do is they complain. You did this, I didn't like it. You did that, stop doing that, blah, blah, blah. You go and start telling everybody. No. Ask questions. Give feedback. Don't just complain. Okay, based on what you said you're the one that does all the reviews and you're not getting credit. Okay, I apologize for that. No problem. Going forward, whenever you do something, bring it to me. Whenever you do something, sign on it so that I know you're the one who did this and you're going to be recognized. Or going forward, you're going to get that raise you're asking for. Or going forward, this is what's going to happen. Give clear feedback. Let them know. And female bosses were guilty of this. Where we just complain, and then we don't go and give them clear feedback. I don't like what you did. Please, next time, do X, Y, Z. It will not be tolerated. Let there be feedback. Do you understand? This is extremely important, okay? Don't just complain. Give feedback. If somebody does something, let them not hear it from everybody in the office before they hear it from you. Tunde did something in the office. You don't like it. You think maybe some money is missing. The books are not balancing. And then you go and tell everybody in the office, Chioma, I'm suspecting this Tunde. It's like he's stealing money. Ahmed, you guys are stealing from me in this office, especially this Tunde. Kemi, I don't like what Tunde is doing. You have gone to everybody except the one person that you think has the problem. That's what most people do. You've gone to different people, but the one person that you think has the issue, you have not told him or her anything at all. That's a problem. And that's what most people do, okay? So that's number 2. Number 3 is document every bad action. Something happened to me recently and I documented it. I had to document it. Do you understand? I had to document it. Document every bad action. Do you understand? Everything that is done that you don't like, you don't appreciate, document it. It may be in their file, it may be on your laptop, it may be on your phone, somewhere. Just make sure there's something is written down. Because let me tell you what happens to most bosses, right? Somebody has been doing different things that are annoying, doing different bad things, missing their targets, doing lots of things. You've been correcting. They don't change. When you now finally say, you know what, I'm going to sack you. You now decide to sack them. They'll now say, what did I do? Now, because you have not been properly documenting, the only thing you remember is that thing that they did. The last thing they did. You wouldn't remember the previous things that they had been doing over a period of time. The only thing you now remember is the last thing they did, the most recent one. You won't remember. But if you have been documenting every bad action, remember, well, in 1992, 10,000 was missing from the account. You said you didn't have money, so you took it. In 1998, you slapped your fellow colleague. In 2005, you came to work late 10 times. 2022, you did this. 2020, when we're having Zoom meetings, all our Zoom meetings, you kept on putting off your video and giving excuses, even though the office bought you a new laptop. Because of these 10 things you have done, you are going to be sacked. Do we understand that? But if you don't keep records, if you don't document, you will not know. And it will now look like unfair dismissal. You sack them unfairly. He said, stay at the back now. Do we understand that? Okay? So those are the things that we need to know. Very important. That's number 3. That's number 3, okay? If you're learning, say I'm learning before we go to number 4. If you're learning, say I'm learning before we move to number 4. Are we learning stuff? Before, you know, I like interaction. So before we move to number 4, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. So number 4 is let there be clearly defined consequences. Let there be, that's number 4. Number 4 is let there be clearly defined consequences. If you do this, some offices will say, if you do XYZ, you're going to receive a query. You come late once, you receive a query. You come late twice, query. By the 3rd time, sack. Let it be known. Do you understand? You'll have the goal is for you to sell, let's say, 10 laptops. You work you have staff that sell laptops. Your job is to sell 10 laptops, right? Every month you sell 10. If you sell 9 laptops, 10% will be taken away from your salary. You sell 8, another 20%, up until everything is gone. Right? So let it be clearly defined. Let there be a consequence for every action. Do you understand? If you're working with me, I've told you, stop telling people that I'm not around. If somebody comes and they don't know, I don't know them, call me before you give them any information. Don't tell people about me. Call me before you tell them. You've done this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I can't work with you anymore. Let it be clear. If you do this again, then I cannot work with you again. If you do this again, I don't feel safe working with you anymore. Let it be clearly, so that when you eventually dismiss them or you take an action, it is clear that you have been talking about it and there are consequences attached. There must always be consequences. You know why? If there are no consequences, somebody has a bad behavior, they're doing something wrong, and there's no consequence, you allow them to keep on doing wrong, other people in the office will assume that it's okay to act like that. Other people in the office will assume that bad behavior is allowed. Other people in the office will assume that if they do something wrong, they can get away with it. And if they do something wrong and you harass them, you give them a consequence, they suffer something, they'll be like, but why? Kemi did the same thing last week and nothing happened to her. Tunde did it 2 days ago. Is it because you don't like me? Is it because that they are Yoruba and I'm Igbo? Is it because they are female and I'm male? Is it because that's what happens when you don't have clearly defined consequences? So try not to be partial. Somebody does this, let it be a consequence. Somebody does, let it be a consequence, okay? So, and when people know there's a consequence, they will more likely behave. Some of you have staff that are dealing with you. They are cheating you. They are just doing all sorts of things. And you are keeping quiet. I don't want to sack them. I don't want to. You're not ready. You're not ready. Let there be consequences. Okay? Number 5. Yeah. Number 5 is look inward. Look inward. What does that mean? If you have 10 staff and 10 of them are complaining about the same thing, the problem is not your staff. The problem is you. Okay? They say if one person says something about you, maybe they don't like you. If 2 people say things, maybe. But if 3, 4 people say something about you, chances are it may be real. Right? So that's number. Hi, Jola. MJ hair. MJ hair is one that did my hair that made it so pretty. MJ's hair. She's the one that did my hair today for my shoots. Okay? Thank you, MJ. Anyway, so where do we go to? Where are we? Okay, are we on number 6 or are we on number 7? Let me know. Okay. Okay, we start. Stop at number 5. Okay, thank you, Adekoya. Okay, so now we're at number 6. So number 6 is reward good behavior. That's number 6. Number 6 is reward good behavior publicly. Reward good behavior publicly. That's number 6. Someone does something right, reward them. Well done. The way you made that call was fantastic. Oh, wow, that was so good. Well done. Everybody, look at how this lady made the call. She did such a fantastic job. Well done. So you will not be someone that is, when they do bad, you will criticize. When they do, someone did something right. Oh, well done. You did this. That was nice. Recognize them. Send an email to everybody. Tell everybody, oh, this person did whatever. Do a reward. You will see when you go to all these ShopRite and you see them doing things like employee of the month, staff of the month, staff of the year, things like that, right? So reward good behavior. Someone does something, reward them. It may be a little thing. Oh, okay, we're going to go out for lunch tomorrow. Right? Okay, you did XYZ. Okay, I'm going to buy you lunch. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to give you one day off. Just little things like that. But ensure that so that people know that there is a reward when they do well. The same way there's a consequence for when they don't meet up to their target, or they don't do right, or they're misbehaving or something. That's the same way there should be a reward for good behavior. Okay, that's number 6. And finally, number 7. Number 7 is fire when needed. Sack the person when needed, please. It's not by force. I started by telling you don't sack immediately. That's not fair. Go through. If you've done all these things, you've tried, you've listened, you've identified, you've given feedback, you've documented, you've looked inward, you've done rewards, you've done everything, you have trained, you've done your core values, defined duties, everything you have done, and the person is still not changing, the person is still doing what they want to do, you have to sack them. That's number 7. Sack them. Sack when necessary, when needed. Because the person is costing you money. As far as I'm concerned, if I was earning, let's say, 500,000 naira as profit in my business before I employed you, and then I employed you, I'm still earning 500k or 450k, and you're supposed to have done things to add to my income, then, and I've tried everything, it's not working, then what am I keeping you for? Don't be sentimental, because when salary comes, you pay salary with money. You don't use sentiment to pay salary. When you're asking, when they're asking for you for salary, they're not nice. They, please boss, it's time, pay money. So if they're asking you to be paid, they're not being sentimental about it, then you don't be sentimental when it's time. And like I said earlier, you must pass through all these things. You don't just do it halfway. You must have tried all these things. Clearly say remuneration. Don't say, you've not done anything this month. And no. Did they know that their payment is based on performance? If their payment is not based on performance, you cannot half of the month say, how much did you raise for me this month? You now sack them. No. So these things must be clearly defined. Okay? If they're doing things that are making you lose money, they don't want to change, they are poisoning the minds of other, they're influencing other people. Let me tell you the truth. If you don't sack bad eggs on time, after doing this, 3 things are going to happen to you. Number 1, they are going to poison the minds of other people. They're going to make other people start misbehaving. Because when people, your staff know that misbehavior is tolerated, everybody start misbehaving. Everybody will start stealing money. Everybody will start coming late. Everybody start doing something wrong. Number 2 thing that will happen is what? You will lose money. You will lose a lot of money. Do you understand? You will lose a lot of money. Because productivity has drastically what? Reduced. It will reduce. And then number 3, you will lose your customers. A bad employee can make you lose your customers. Oh my goodness. If you are here and you are a business owner, listen to me. You cannot delegate your job, your business totally to staff. You must be checking what they're doing. You must be doing KPIs, like I said earlier. You must be reviewing. If not, they will mess up your business. Imagine going to a shop to buy something and the sales guy is giving you an attitude. Will you come back? No. You will not come back. You have a shop. You used to have sales before. You got a new sales girl. Sales are not coming. What's happening? Find out what is going on. Have a camera. Review. Check it. Ask 1 or 2 of your customers what is going on. Sometimes be there and listen to how she talks to people. Although they may pretend, but you cannot pretend for long. And then if the person is making you lose money and all, sack them, please. There's no sentiments. They are not doing what you tell them to do. They don't want to change. Let them go. Let them go, please. They don't want to work with you. Let them go. She's always that someone is just working there because just so that they can collect salary. They don't have it. No. Goodbye. So this is very important, okay? So that's number 7. I'm going to give 2 extra. I'm going to give bonus 2. The bonus two are get feedback from other staff, right? So that you're sure that you're not overreacting. So if somebody does something, get feedback from other people, okay? So somebody complains that this particular customer staff is rude to customers. Before you sack them or whatever, no, ask questions from other staff as well. Is this person rude? This so and so thing happened. Is that true? Ask other employees as well. Ask your customers. Ask people. Then you now come up with a verdict so that you're sure. So that's the bonus. Number one bonus. The number two bonus is use sandwich method if you can when you're criticizing, when you're giving a feedback, okay? So you say the things that they do well, you say what they did wrong, and you can end it with what they did well, okay? So I love the fact that you come early all the time. I love the fact that you're always in the office on time. That's fantastic. However, I don't like how you spoke to the other person. I don't like the way you've been quarreling with people in the office. I think it's wrong that you're doing that. It's not right, you know? So please work on the way you're quarreling with people. Do that. If you keep on doing that and I get more complaints, I may have to let you go, okay? And then well done. Yesterday, I saw what you did with the cleaners. You supervised them well. Well done. So what have I done? Sandwich approach. Good, bad, good. It's called the sandwich approach, okay? So those are the ways to handle customers. I mean, employees. Why do I keep on saying customers? So guys, we've come to the end of this live. I'm just going to do a little run through for those of you that came late. So I said 7 ways to handle difficult employees. Number 1, listen and identify the source of the problem. Number 2, give clear feedback. Don't just complain up and down. Number 3, document every bad action or behavior. Number 4, look inward. Check what you're doing to make sure you're not the problem as a boss, as the employer. Number 5, reward good. No. Number 5, let there be consequences. For bad behavior, there must be consequences. Number 6, reward good behavior. And number 7, fire when needed. When need be, you need to sack, okay? And then, so those are the seven ways to handle bad employees. So I first of all spoke about 7 ways to handle employees generally. Then I now spoke about how to handle bad employees, difficult employees specifically, okay? And I said, don't rush to sack anybody. Don't rush. Do these things first, okay? Then I gave 2 extra. The number 1 extra is get feedback from other people to make sure you're not overreacting. And finally, number 2 is use the sandwich approach when you're giving feedback, okay? Awesome. So we've come to the end of this live. I hope we learned a lot. I hope that we learned a lot. And like I said, this is applicable to everybody here. Even though you work for somebody else and you're an employee yourself, it's good to learn these things so you know how to be a better employee. Because even if the goal is that one day you're going to have your own business, you're going to have staff you employ, staff you pay salaries, and you want to have sown good seeds where you were working so that you will reap good seeds. Do you understand? I started by telling a story about how my 2 former bosses, my second boss was really difficult, but my first boss was really difficult, and I was still able to work with them. And guess what? Eventually, one day, my first boss and my second boss, they both met, and they both had good things to say about me. They had good things to say about me, you know. So, like I said, you're learning this for yourself if you're an employee, so that one day you'll also be an employer. And if you're here and you're an employer, I hope that these things you have learned would help you to have better relationship with your staff and more productive staff, okay? All right, guys. So, bye. Have a fantastic day. I love you very much. If you're not following me, go and follow me right now because we do this every Wednesday by 8 p.m., okay? Bye-bye.